Ladies and gentlemen, rugby fans from all around the world, welcome to the #1 South African rugby podcast. This is the T-Man Rugby Show, and with me, as always, the bra himself, Tebogo. How you doing, my friend? Are you good?
I'm like Chandri, man. I should be asking you, man. How was the holidays?
It was nice. Sorry I couldn't be here last week. They had an issue.
Yeah.
It was rain and my face was still hurting a little bit. I told you that the dog bit me in my face. Did I tell you that story?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I got makeup on, yeah. But yeah, dog bit me in my face. It was such a weird thing because he bit me and went to the hospital. And then I came back from the hospital. Man. And then this bloody dog was standing there like wagging his tail when he saw me. He was happy to see me. And in that moment, I felt like how, like how someone feels that's being abused at home. And then the dog was just looking at me. The dog was like, "What happened to your eye, Chandra? It looks like you walked into a door there again." Yeah, but the dog is still there, living with your abusers. But the holidays were nice. We're back. We're back in full swing. How are you doing? How was your holiday?
No, man, it was awesome, man. I spent a bit of time with the family.
Yeah, very important.
Family time, and but I'm back, and I can't wait for this year. I'm looking forward to all the ruggers this year.
Yeah, how are you enjoying the Investec Champions and Challenger Cup?
It was like man. I think we're slowly growing into it as South African fans, getting used to it. Because in the past we never used to have rugby over December.
Yes.
And so early in Jan as well. I think we're getting used to it, and I'm actually quite liking it. I'm liking it, man.
Yeah, no. So talk about spending time with family when they're making us watch rugby the whole December. But it was great. It's nice to see. I loved seeing the cheetahs back. I even forgot what colors.
The cheetahs. But wasn't it strange seeing the cheetahs? So basically, the cheetahs have adopted the Netherlands as their base. It was so strange seeing the cheetahs playing in Netherlands and the Netherlands supporters supporting the cheetahs.
It's such a weird thing. Now everyone in the Netherlands should just get that lapa and hang all their cheetah apparel
memorabilia.
Their memorabilia. But it's fun. It was fun seeing them back in action again. Just a pity they didn't have Speckman. It should have been nice to see him, but he's out there playing sevens, having the time of his life.
But I think the reason why the cheetahs for me just didn't pull it through last week, it was more their discipline. But also with them now going to the Netherlands, what affects them is the weather, bro. Yeah, you can never get used to the European weather.
And it's just like this, because we see, like, especially in the URC, how our team struggle, especially in that cold. It's terrible, bro. But the Championship Cup, the Investec Champions Cup is going on, and there's been quite a few amazing games, especially this past weekend. If we have to talk about the Stormers versus Tigers, how did you find that game?
Your favorite team, the Stormers.
Yes.
So I think for you, it must have been an awesome December, because the Stormers are what, 4 out of 4?
Yes.
So you had time with family. The Stormers are playing. The Stormers are winning.
Yes.
The swagger is back.
Yes. All the nice things.
Yeah.
It was great. Like, I enjoyed the game, especially now seeing them win, but they're still making a few mistakes here and there, you know. They played, especially against the Tigers, they played an amazing first half. And then second half...
But Chandra, knowing you won the perfect game from the Stormers.
Of course I want the perfect game. Like, what do you want? You don't want the perfect game?
Yeah, but that's quite hard, man. That's quite hard. I think but coming to your point, I think Dobo also had the same view in terms of, I think his issue was more about once the Stormers get into a lead, they don't put teams away. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because there was a time where the Stormers, I mean, if they scored another try, let's say when they were leading, when you get to a point that you're leading by more than 15, it's very hard for a team to come back. So I think Dobo's issue is that they're not putting teams away.
Yes, that's what I want. I want them to fill them in. You must fill them in like an application form. That's what the Stormers must do. It's because the first half they played amazing.
Yeah.
Dayimani was just on point.
Hacjivah, no, he's in the form of his life. But I think we'll talk about Hacjivah later on.
Yeah,
I think
Zas played also amazing. He was there.
Yeah, Zaz.
Yes, Zaz is one of my favorite players.
No, Zaz is quality.
That's a quality player right there. The game was amazing. It's just that second half, man.
Yeah.
I really feel like I think you don't want to say it because it's like at a professional level. But I think that these guys, when they get tired, they don't want to play in it. I just get that feeling, you know,
That
like
they're getting tired.
Yes, like when they're in the lead, and also like they just start getting tired, and then like I don't want to cover my sections anymore. Now I'm just gonna let that man run past me.
You think so? Professional players.
Someone else will catch him because I'm saying that's the vibe.
That's the vibe you get.
That's the vibe I'm getting, especially like second halves and when they're in the lead, they want to put them away, and it's such a simple thing just to bury them. And now we have to come to the end of our stress levels are high. These people are playing amazing. The Stormers are just being pushed back and back and back, and you're just sitting there wondering what the hell is going on.
I'm just glad you're not the Stormers coach, because I can just picture going through the team review afterwards, going through the game. You'll be singing out every player. You see what you did there?
Yes, I would, because I think that it's very important to do that. To go back Monday, especially on a Monday, you're there with the tapes, you're watching the guys, and you criticizing.
But give your boys credit, man, Shandre.
You do. Listen, you do give them credit.
Yeah.
I would have, if I was Dobbo in that halftime, right? That halftime came out now. I think I would have started shouting. I would have used the Sir Alex Ferguson method. You shout,
method.
Yes, no, you shout one player, but you know this is the guy that's performing the best on the team. Also, like, you must have a guy that can take a little bit of word punishment, you know, like verbal punishment.
But isn't that
in front of the team?
Isn't that old school coaching?
Yes, old school. I love that old school things. You know, you take someone that has a little bit of verbal punishment, you take them and you tell them, hey, can you stop? And you know it's not him. You know it's that one sitting over there. You know, you know it's Herschel Yankee sitting there, but you look, can you please pass straight?
Yeah. So you reckon that'll work?
That'll work, bruh. And then their money will be there like, I'm passing straight.
Yeah.
You know, and it will kind of like fire him up so that they can just go out and just bury these teams, and then we just know who's the best. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, but I think that Stormers outfit, that whole team is just quality. I mean, you can go through each individual player. They just had an awesome way. I think slowly but surely the Stormers of old is coming back. And then don't worry, Chandra, you'll get your perfect performance very, very, very soon.
Once I get my perfect game, I'll be the happiest man alive.
You'll be the happiest guy.
Happiest guy.
And then the other game was the Sharks versus Onyx, which is from France. But with the Sharks, you never know which Shark is gonna turn up.
But I'm gonna do this. Guys,
you can never know which
guys,
Sharks.
Ox almost scored a hat trick.
The props club. Supporting your fellow prop there.
I am supporting my fellow prop there. The man almost got a hat trick, bro.
And
you
had two in the first half already.
Yes, two in the first half already.
I actually thought he was going to get his hat trick.
And brother, the first one was on. He ran for it.
How was Ox there for the support?
I was like, the man's got some pace.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Bro.
I mean,
I was like, this man can run 100 meters in 15 seconds. Okay, 15 is a little bit too.
And you say you run 100 in what, 13?
I run 113, guys.
Yeah.
Guys, if you want to see me race Tebogo, write something in the comments. We'll make up a prize and then see who can win it. Do you think you can beat me in a race?
I'll beat you. Hands down.
All right.
I'll give you a 10-meter head
You
start.
heard it here first.
10-15-meter head start.
You heard it here first. He's going to give me a head start as well. 15 meters.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're going to do this at a rugby field.
But
anyway, yeah, Sharks.
Yeah, that was a nice performance by the Sharks, putting away Onyx. I think Mapims had 2 tries.
Yes, what a beautiful try from him as well. Oh, that chase. Oh, that
from
chase.
Grant Williams, that chip.
That
kick.
chip.
Talking about Grant, don't you think that Grant will be an awesome signing for the Stormers? I actually want Grant to go to the Stormers. I think that then allows Jaden Hendricks to start for the Sharks. And then you have Grant Williams starting for the Stormers. What are your thoughts about Grant Williams to the Stormers?
Grant Williams to the Stormers. I like the idea. I just feel sorry for my homie Herschel.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's, and I mean this like with all the respect in the world, I feel like he's not sinking into his role at the Stormers yet. Do you think that he needs more game time? or is this me going back on my previous opinion, basically stating that how much time do we need to give a
I don't
player?
know. I should be asking you.
Yeah, like
No, sorry about that. I think with me personally, with Herschel, I just think that he's sort of reached the ceiling where he's not going to the next level. You know what I mean?
That's so harsh to say.
No, I'm just saying that he can actually, no, basically what I mean is that he can get better, but he's sort of stagnated. You know what I mean? He needs to get to that level, almost that level that got him to be a buck in the first place. Because then he was fire. But I think ever since then he's sort of stagnated, and actually if you can just work on certain elements and just go, because like Grant and Jaden, they've went up a level.
Yeah, because also they play a different type of game that they play. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're creating opportunities. So do you think that Herschel Yankees only got that opportunity to play for the Springboks because of those 3 moments where he actually showed brilliance, and that's why Rassie chose him? Because when you look back at his career, the 3 amazing moments that he created when he came off the bench and he scored a try against New Zealand by breaking away, which was absolutely amazing, and I could see why he was in the team. Now, do you take it and be like, okay, cool, those were just 3 moments in his career that he's trying to live up to again, and those moments haven't happened? Because I think that he's only, do you think maybe he's just playing Dobbo's game and the way Dobbo's instructing him to play the game? Because if he was free, we saw the type of player that he was, when you just make decisions, and these decisions would be amazing, like it would just create opportunities and tries would be scored. Or is he just playing the coach's game? Or do you think that, what do you think?
No, I don't think it's because of that. I think, but you mustn't forget that for him to be selected for the Boks, right, was because of his form for the Stormers. So it can't be Dobbo because the Stormers play the same type of rugby. I just think maybe, again, there's 2 things. It's either players just got better, which happens, like Jaden and Grant Williams sort of overtook him in the pecking order. You know what I mean?
Left him in the dust.
Yeah, and then the other thing is that maybe he's also just stagnated, like I mentioned. So I think the only way he goes back to the Boks squad, he needs to lift up his level, and that's the thing with the whole Boks squad. I mean, we got so much talent, dog.
Yeah, we got so much talent.
If you have one bad season, literally you go down in the pecking order,
you do.
like any position. You know what I mean? Regardless of who you are. So it's just unfortunate for Herschel at the moment. But I think with continuous game time and obviously with the Stormers doing good, hopefully he can get back to that form. But it's going to be very hard though. Because you still have Faf. I don't think Quebers will make sort of the next. And then you still have Jaden and Grant Williams. But yeah, we'll see.
There's too many, bro. I mean, how many scrum-ups did Rassie take to the World Cup? That's how much depth we have.
Yeah, that was four scrum-ups.
That's too much, man.
Yeah.
That is absolutely too much.
So the other game was the Bulls versus Bristol. Oh, what a performance by the Bulls, man.
Yeah,
Playing away, I think it was actually the highest winning margin they've had, playing away in Europe. To beat Bristol so comfortably without Kanan Moody, Kirtley, who's the other box? Let me just think now. Marco van Staden.
Yeah, there we go.
And then who's the fourth one? Vili LaRue. Without the four Springboks, for them to beat Bristol so comfortably, but it just shows the quality of depth. But I talked about last week, the quality of depth that the Bulls have. It's
insane, and also like no one like. What's this guy's name that plays wing? Sergio Peterson.
Sergio, yeah.
Can we talk about how underrated Sergio Peterson is?
Very underrated.
I mean, the guy is just absolutely brilliant. The strength, the speed, the composure that he has when he has this ball.
The rugby IQ as well.
Bruh.
The rugby IQ as well.
Just knowing where to go and what to do at the right moments. He was so great in that game. He was so great in that game. He made zero mistakes.
And he's an Eastern Cape boy.
No, I think he's Cape. Is it Eastern Cape boy?
Cape, yeah.
Is he not from Cape Town?
No, he's from Eastern Cape.
Why did I think? Oh, because he just played for the Stormers. Then I was like, oh, he's from.
No, he actually started Eastern Province at the Kings. That's when he started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, shame, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, everyone that comes from the Kings, you guys. If you're in a top team, you deserve to be there. You were through the ringer. When I'm talking about through the ringer, you were through the ringer. You got letters to say that your salary isn't being paid.
Yeah, that was tough times.
It was tough times. And if you're
back
still
then.
playing after EP Kings, bruh, you're not only strong.
You deserve
mentally,
everything.
You deserve everything. Make this man a Springbok, please.
And then obviously the other team was Montpellier versus the Lions. So the Lions didn't take a full strength team. They left all their best players to say at home, and they went to play Montpellier. So actually, kudos to the Lions though. For I mean Montpellier, I mean the winning margin wasn't that great. But I actually thought Montpellier will sort of thrash the Lions, but the Lions keep the defense especially. I mean Montpellier keep banging on the Lions' door, trying to break through, but the defense held on. But it just shows guts and it shows depth. Because right now, what that means is that with the second stringers now, the Lions have created sort of depth.
Yeah, no, look, I always say the Lions is a very strong team, especially for where they play, you know. They play in Ellis Park, the most dangerous place in Johannesburg. You have to have guts.
You have to have guts to play at Ellis Park.
To go to
Close
practice,
to you, bro.
To go to practice every day. In your BMW, you have to have guts. You have to have guts when you show up there.
Yeah.
So, but they're a strong team. I mean, they're still doing it since day one.
Yeah.
Since day one. And exactly when we look back at that first game in the URC where the Lions played the Stormers.
Oh, I remember.
Right? And in the first half, Stormers played amazing. Second half,
Lions
same old story. But then the Lions came back.
Yeah.
And that just shows that they never give up. And that's what you want in a team. To never give up until they hear that siren. I'm not stopping until the siren rings. And just the players that they have. This is just an amazing team. From the coaching down. I think they're solid. I think they are a solid team. And people better watch out. They better watch out for the Lions because as soon as they make some proper signings and those players just get more experience, it's over, bro. They're taking everything. And I mean, they've been doing those things for as long as I can remember. Like, you just be like, oh, Lions, oh, it's a terrible team. Then the next season, you're like, why are they fourth? What's happening? And then the season after that, they're winning it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the Lions they have grit, man. They've got that grit.
No, they definitely have. They definitely have.
They got that grit.
And then, so we talked about him earlier on. We touched on him earlier on in terms of, I think for me, the best player this past weekend, none other than Hachivaj Dayamani.
No, I can agree. Agree to that.
What a player!
He's
for me is in the form of his life. It's almost like when he was at the Lions. There was actually a time at the Lions where you were just playing out of his skin, and he's just enjoying his rugby, man.
Is he Springbok ready?
Sure, that's a hard one because for me, on form alone, I would choose him for the box.
On form alone.
But now we know that the coaches don't.
We don't.
They don't play like that. It all depends.
What did I say? I say yeah.
So it all depends if Rassie wants a player like Hacjivah, because Hacjivah is not your typical South African loose forward. I mean, he plays in the wide channels. He's good on his feet. You know what I mean? So it all depends on Rassie. Does he want a type of Hachivaj Dayamani? He's probably the closest to Kwagga Smith in terms of his skill set. So
I think he would fit the scheme, the current scheme that the Springboks are playing in, but we don't know because it might change.
Yeah.
Or if Rassie is having different plans because he's going to have to come up with different plans. I mean, now they're trying to change the rules of rugby to kind of not make us win a third World Cup. Those are the type of conversations that these pundits are bringing up. But Dayamani, I don't know, man. There's so much depth in our Springbok side. There's so much. We got so many quality 8-men. Like, we're too much. At this point, like, I think the only way to choose an 8th man is basically because for me, strength-wise and all these things don't really matter. If a guy is benching 100 and the other guy is benching 120, it's a little bit of a difference in strength, but it's not going to matter. Do you understand what I'm saying? In a rugby game, it's really not going to matter. What is going to matter to me is that I would choose a player that makes the fewest mistakes.
There we go. Coach Chandre.
That's how I would choose my player. I would be like the guy who makes the fewest mistakes, especially when they're tired. And I have to go back to the Stormers game because the try that was scored against the Stormers, where did that guy run past? He ran past Dayimani and he was just standing there. He was just standing there tapping the guy on the shoulder. He literally did this. This is what he did. I tried, coach.
Chandre,
and I understand. Look, I understand he made the run. I understand. I'm just saying, and it's not anything on Dayimani. I'm just saying that as a coach, I would literally choose the player that makes the fewest mistakes.
But all players make mistakes. So
I understand that, but the fewest.
Are you going to have a team at the end of the day?
Yes, I am going to have a team, but I'm going to choose an 8th man. Instead of choosing an 8th man, an amazing 8th man that has all the strength in the world, all the speed in the world. He's there at the ball. He's at every breakdown, but the O keeps dropping the ball. Do you understand what I'm saying? He's making 40 mistakes in a game. When
Hacjivah made one.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that there's so much depth in the squad. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I'm saying choose the player that makes the least mistakes. 40 to 5 mistakes on the field. I'm choosing 5 mistakes.
Hacjivah had 120 meters. Beat that. 120 meters, Baba. In one game.
That's a lot. The stats show that he's actually the best 8th man in the country.
But like you mentioned before, like it's going to be tough for Hacjivah to make the box squad because we've got Cameron Hanekom from the Bulls. We still have the incumbent who becomes... so Jasper will be the incumbent now. Because obviously Dwayne has retired. And then we still have Ivan Ruiz at the Stormers. It'll be interesting to see what happens. So, what are you going to do? What will you
Ivan
do?
Ruiz,
because Ivan Ruiz plays 8th man.
Discipline issues by Ivan.
Discipline issues.
People are saying discipline, especially because like he has a temper, bro. Have you just seen him play?
Yeah, but 1-2. But he's a rugby
player.
What do you
mean 1-2? Listen to me, bro. There's nothing like that. If you played there, if you played with Richie McCaw, back in the day, if you played with Richie McCaw will take that. You see that temper that you have, he'll use it against you. There was the other thing I saw in the game where Richie McCaw just held someone. He just
his own player?
No, he just held one of the other players. Not long, maybe like 30 seconds. And just hold him. As they're on the floor, they're at the breakdown, they're on the floor. Just hold them. Just holds him for like 30 seconds. The guy's struggling to get out. Temper, stands up, hits Richie McCaw, red card for the guy. All Blacks win the game. I can't remember which game it was, but I remember him doing that. And my uncle said, that is a smart man. Because he saw that this one is a temper. And once I just do something to ignite that temper, he's off.
So you get him sent off?
Yes, you get him sent off, your team wins. And that's the thing in rugby. You have to keep your composure. You have to be composed. You have to understand that no matter what happens on this field, afterwards we're drinking a beer together. Do you understand what I'm saying? And Ivan Ruiz has some discipline, he has a temper, and he just needs to sort that out. If he can sort that temper out and just let things go. You need to have the memory of a goldfish on the field. Do you understand what I'm saying? Whatever someone does to you, grabs you or shoves you, just let it go. And we're playing a game. 80 minutes go by. Oh, now we can say, you holding me like that. You're an asshole or whatever it is. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, he has just have a little bit of a temper issues. But if we can sort that out, I think he's definitely in. Like I don't think there's any other choice but Ivan Ruiz if you have to go for the World Cup. Just ability-wise and the way he plays the game.
Yeah,
but the
we'll
temper,
but it's still young. I think it's something that people have mentioned. Personally, I don't think it's such a big issue. But it's obviously something that obviously he would also know that, you know what I mean, I need to work on. But he's still, what, 22, 23?
Yeah, no, he's still young.
So there's still time. So other news that broke this week is Ruan Ackerman, Ruan Ackerman's son that played for the Lions. So he says that he's in talks with a couple of teams in terms of coming back to Mzansi, Baba.
Where is he coming? Where is there space for him here?
There's always space. There's always space for a player like that.
Where do you think he should, if he comes back, where do you think he would fit in? And which scheme would he be able to play in?
I think he'll be a perfect signing for the Sharks. I mean, I think I mentioned it a couple of times that they need to change sort of their recruitment policy in terms of just buying box. I mean, Ruan Ackerman hasn't played for the box yet, but he's one of those players that if he keeps the form that he's been playing, like the same level, he would be banging on the Springbok door. So he wants a player that won't be available for the box just yet. It's available for the Sharks most of the time. He's a quality player, can play that 7 position. And then I think he'd actually be a good signing for the Sharks. But now the question is, would he want to go to the Sharks or does he go back to the Lions? Where do you see it? Because at the Stormers, there's
Yeah, no, at the Stormers, there's no place.
I don't see him at the Stormers or at the Bulls.
There's no place for him at the Bulls. I don't know about the Sharks as well. That's what I'm saying. Where is he going to play? Because if he comes back to the Sharks, I mean, the Sharks have a lot to sort out. They have to sort out their base and make these players. I don't think the Sharks can afford to have a new person come in there and kind of like change the dynamic, because I think now after this win, they're kind of like working on what they have to do to keep winning. So I don't think the Sharks is going to be a good place for him. That's why I'm asking where maybe he can join the Cheetahs.
No disrespect to the Cheetahs, but I don't see him joining the Cheetahs.
He can play some Investec Challenger Cup. He can play some games in the Netherlands. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. But the rest of the other teams are. How is he? So then the only option is probably for him to go back to the Lions.
No, but the thing is, for me as well at the Lions, I would say he would make the starting lineup. But it's going to be easy for him though, to come back though. But I think he's got a reputation. I mean, when he left the Lions, he was actually very good. So I personally think it's between the Sharks and the Lions. I don't think he'll go to Vrystaat. I don't think so.
Nah, it's gonna be between the Lions and the Lions and the Sharks. But I don't think the Sharks.
You don't think the Sharks? So that would just leave the Lions. But it'll be interesting to see where it goes.
It'll be interesting to see, man.
Yeah.
The Lions have things like, at least the Lions are trying. So we have like a small update on Ellis Park. They are really trying to
the parking
to get people at the games, because it looks putrid when they play. It doesn't look nice when there's no one there.
But I think for me it should have been. I mean, obviously it's a nice thing that they. So when you buy a ticket to, I think it's this weekend's game, right?
Yeah,
they're
this
playing
weekend's
on
game.
Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. So I think when you buy a ticket to the game, you actually get free parking.
That's beautiful.
That's awesome. But shouldn't that have been like, you know what I mean?
A thing before. I think you're trying to make money because no one wants to talk about it. When you're trying to create safety.
Or maybe we're being too harsh on the Lions.
Yeah, when you're trying to create safety, especially in a stadium, it costs money. It costs a lot of money to keep your patrons safe. I mean, I see how much money they spend when the Springboks play at Ellis Park. The security, the police officers, those things cost money.
Yeah.
Helicopters flying to make sure that all the criminals know that there is a Springbok game and you will be caught if you do anything.
Yeah.
And kind of like, and it's tough to do that. But I'm glad that they're trying and to do something, you know, kind of like sinking their claws into their Lions.
No, that's good. That's good that they're actually doing something in terms of addressing the safety issues at Ellis Park. So yeah, so one thing that came out after the Bulls vs Bristol game, I actually didn't know this. So the South African teams can host a semi-final.
Yep.
In the Investec Champions Cup.
Yep.
Ow. So now the Bulls and the Stormers that are in contention of making sort of the last 16. So if they can still host a home game when they play the last 16. And I think the quarterfinals.
The quarterfinals is the one where they can't.
No, I think they can still host the quarterfinals.
Is it the same as if they can't? Yeah,
so they can't host the semi.
But they can host the final.
No, so
also not a final.
I think you also can't host the final. I think you can't host the semi and final. So you can host the last 16 and the quarters, but you can't host.
Who made these rules?
Oh, you know, but so in the Champions Cup, the finals venue gets chosen before. I think it's at Tottenham Stadium. So regardless of who plays in the final, it's at the Tottenham Stadium.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but that I don't have any issues with the final
and
venue.
Fans, right? And then how the fans? So if so, you telling me if it's at the Tottenham Stadium.
The final.
The final.
Yeah.
And the final is Blue Bulls versus Stormers. Who's going to be there watching that game?
5,000 South Africans at that. Yeah, no, that's a very good question, man.
It's a good question. Like, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
So then the other people are like, oh, my team isn't in it.
Yeah.
In it.
I'm not going to go, mate.
I'm not going to go, mate.
Yeah.
Just pass my ball.
But so Jake says the main reason is because SA Rugby is not a shareholder of the European rugby competition as yet.
But that's a ridiculous rule. I understand that you're not a member or whatever it is, but then we in the final. If we make the final.
If we make the
final, we in the final. We need to host the final at home and bring, because we need to make money. We in the final. It doesn't make sense.
Sure. It'll be interesting because now I think that was sort of, in terms of, I think that obviously the European board, right, obviously had they're a lot to say in terms of, because obviously there might have been some people on that board that didn't want SA to sort of join, you know what I mean? So they probably said that we can only meet you guys halfway.
We also don't know.
Yeah, we just Allegedly. So I think it was sort of one of those compromises that they made in terms of you join the European competitions, but you don't host the semi-final. But the thing is, the teams knew before they started, before the competition started. We're just only finding out now as fans.
That's ridiculous. Also, I'm also upset that we didn't know that they were supposed to tell us from the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, the fans should have known.
Yes, the fans should have known. But okay, fine. If the fans mustn't know, why are you guys accepting deals like this? When now you're going to go play, if you do make it to the final, you're going to go play far because you know what quality we have and we might even be in the final. We've been in every final. We've been in the final. We've had our own final in a European competition where none of them were even here, and we had our own final at our own stadiums because we have our own fans. And that is money, potential money that we could have won and made and sponsored the team and paid salaries and, excuse me, and made sure that our teams are fine for the next season.
But no, the other thing that I also don't understand, so Jake says it's because we're not a shareholder, right?
But what does that have to do with anything? I don't understand.
He says we're also not a shareholder in the URC.
Yes.
So then why?
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense. Why did the
Stormers and the Bulls play a final? Wait, where did they play? A semi-final, right?
Yes, they played. No, they played a final. They played a final in Cape Town.
In Cape Town. So yeah, it's just one of those things that we'll just see how it plays out.
It's ridiculous.
Get more info
it's absolutely ridiculous and unfair towards whoever plays in that final.
The currency, me, bro.
Yeah,
are you gonna go to Tottenham Stadium?
Yeah, bro. No, man. I understand. Maybe if their teams win, I understand. Man. But also, I think that they want to make it into the same kind of form that soccer is in. You understand what I'm saying? I can see it because it's the Investec Champions Cup and the Investec Challenger Cup. Meaning it literally, you can see it's UEFA Championship.
Europa.
In Europa League. Do you understand what I'm saying? We can see what you're trying to do. But now you want to invoke the same rules that there's in soccer where people who play the FA Cup, everyone must end at Wimbledon. But the only thing is that, what is this place name? Is it Wimbledon? Not
Wembley.
Wembley, not Wimbledon. At Wembley right now. But it's English fans, it's English soccer. People are going to travel. England is so small. England is like a Joburg. Do you understand what I'm saying? Someone can travel from Pretoria to Joburg to come see their team play. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not a difficult thing. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. They should scrap that whole rule. And if we are in the final, we should not go there and say, we're ready here. We should put our kits on.
If only it was that easy, Chandra. If only it was that easy.
Then you don't have a final. And then all your investors and all your people that put money into that thing. If 2 South African teams make it to that final, we shouldn't go. We should be ready and be like, no, we're playing our game here. We don't care. If whoever wins here, we know we won. You all just won't have a game to play. That's what we should actually
So now I know. So I'm glad you're not a coach. And I'm glad you don't own a rugby team.
If I owned a rugby team, I would have said 9-9. I would have said, hey.
We're not going there.
We're not going there. We're playing our game in Cape Town. Let's flip. If
flip a coin.
If we're in the Bulls, we're like, flip a coin. Heads, it's Loftus. Tails, it's Cape Town. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It would be so beautiful, man.
Yeah, so talking about the Champions Cup, so there's a couple of games this weekend that are very, very important. I think it's the last game sort of in the group stages. We have the Bulls versus Bordeaux up in Loftus. Personally, I think the Bulls will pull through.
Definitely, I also think so.
Yeah, I think just for Bordeaux is a very, 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 very good team. But I just feel that we've seen it in Europe though, playing away from home, and obviously they're gonna be. Oh, it's a 3 p.m. kickoff. I mean, in Pretoria with the sun out, with the high felt. No,
Hot.
no way those Frenchies will last. No.
Francais, as well as I feel that you're getting hot. I'm feeling hot myself.
Especially that normally with that second half, I mean, just the high felt just starts kicking in, and
Yeah, I know.
it's crazy. It's crazy to
The
play
altitude.
at altitude. Yeah, it's crazy to play at altitude when you're from overseas. So
Yeah,
yeah,
bro.
so
It's the same thing people feel when they play in Durban. You're that humidity.
the humidity as well. Yeah,
Hey, no, you're looking for oxygen, my friend.
oxygen.
You're looking for oxygen, and
Yeah.
yes, ox.
Yes, ox. You had a lot of that when you scored that try. So yeah, so Bulls versus Bordeaux. So I personally think the Bulls should win that game.
How many points?
Say by 10 or 14.
10 or 14.
But I think what's important then, if the Bulls win that game and then they've qualified for the last 16
Oh,
in
okay.
the Champions Cup, and
No,
then
then we-
chances are very good they'll be hosting a home game in the last 16. So yeah, so I think
Cool. And then second game, we're looking at the Stormers versus Stade Francais.
in France, so the Stormers are actually playing away.
Yeah, they are.
And I think with the momentum they've built up, I think 4 wins in a row.
That's rude. That stadium that they're gonna be playing in.
It's next level, huh?
Bruh, when they pack it out, dog, do you know like that? Those fans even have those what do you call those things?
Those lights.
Those it's like a safety light. I don't know.
Yeah,
like, what do you call that light?
I don't know.
Like if you lost in a forest.
I know what you're talking
You know
about.
what I'm talking about there? Like, you can just, and people can see you from distance. They have those things in that stadium and the flags, and it's
crazy.
gonna be crazy. It's
Yeah.
gonna be crazy. And I think the Stormers, it's gonna be a tight one.
Very close.
This is the perfect game I'm looking for. If they can play a perfect game, they should win this easily.
If they play the perfect game.
If they play a perfect game.
Yeah.
Not a lot of, I'm not saying no mistakes, not a lot of mistakes, and then
Yeah.
keep that same energy in the second half, then we should be fine. But if we play the same way, where we play our first half amazingly and we start slacking in the second half, it could be a very embarrassing comeback.
No, I definitely think that obviously for the Stormers to win, they need an 80 minutes performance.
Yes, they need
You know
a
what I mean?
solid
80 minutes
80
performance.
performance.
But I personally just have a lot of trust in the Stormers. They gain momentum. They won 4 in a row. So I see the Stormers winning that, and more importantly, if they win that, they also qualify for the last 16.
Yes.
So that's a very, very important game.
game.
And then we have in the Challenge Cup, we have the Dragons versus the Sharks. So the Sharks are playing away. They're playing the Dragons. With the Sharks, you never know. Which
We
Shark's
don't know
going to turn
what's-
up?
We don't know what's
Huh?
going to
Which-
happen there. I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen there.
Which Sharks, you can never know.
We'll see. Let's not even make a prediction.
Yeah, that's one
Let's
of-
see. All I know is that the Dragons they're probably going to come very well prepared for anything. They're going to play their game, and we're going to see what happens. Hopefully, the Sharks can just dig deep and
Hopefully.
get a victory there. Just stop them in their tracks. I think the game against Dragons, because most of these European teams, man, they play kind of like a straightforward rugby. You know, they love swinging the ball. They love getting their wings involved, their centers. So I think if you stop them dead in their tracks, keep the ball at the breakdown, copper stamp a little bit here and there, you'll still stop them from moving the ball, and then obviously just destroy them on the wings with Mapimpi and put those chasers in and let Lucanio Arm just handle it at center. It should be a fine game for them. But we'll see what happens and who turns up for the Sharks on the day.
Yeah, you never know. But hopefully the Sharks of last week turn up. The ones that beat Onyx. Hopefully they can put up another good performance. And then obviously we have the Lions versus the Ospreys. So the Lions first team their main players, they've gotten a week's rest because they didn't travel to Montpellier.
So they're strong.
Yeah, so they should be fresh, and I don't see any reason why the Lions shouldn't win.
Yeah, I also
home.
don't see any reason why
Yeah.
they should. But Ospreys are unpredictable. Sometimes they just show up.
Yeah.
And it could be a tough one for them. But I think the Lions have enough. They have enough to pull through.
Firepower,
and get through that opposition. So we'll see what happens there as well. But I think the Lions should take it. I feel like they're gonna have a bonus point as well.
Yeah, that's very possible though. Bonus point victory for the Lions. And to all Lions supporters, just come out and support the boys at Ellis Park.
Please, your parking is free.
Parking is free.
Your parking is free.
And it seems like obviously they've done a whole lot with jacking up the safety at Ellis Park. So yeah, so all Lions supporters, just come out and support the boys, and yeah.
It's a Sunday. It can be relaxed.
Yeah.
Can relax, chill, watch the game, have fun.
Yeah.
You know? Sing De La Rey on your way home.
Salier. Yeah.
Sing Los Lapio on your way there. Just
and Kologata.
And in Galagata.
Yeah. Anyway, that's almost the end of the show. Thanks for tuning in, and I will appreciate it if you guys can just subscribe, like, and share the T-Man Raga Show on YouTube, and yeah.
Yeah, and if you're not already, just click the bell, man. Click the bell, subscribe, be the person, and then get notified when we drop a video, and we drop our shorts as well. Be involved in the conversation. Drop down, see what all the things we've talked about. Give us your opinions, and we'll see if we can discuss them on our next episode.
Yeah, so see you guys next week, and keep well. Adios.
Bye.